What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I am here today with the review for Love After Lockup. This is season number 2. We need to say season 3, episode number 35, titled Love or Con. So you guys, without further ado, let's go ahead and just get right into the video. But before I actually start with the video, I want to start off on something that is very serious. So recently, yesterday, we found out a lot of you guys probably know by now that YouTuber his name was Mr. Ty Couture on here. I think it was Mr. Ty Couture TV. He passed away yesterday. He committed suicide. So I just want to extend condolences to him, his family, and everybody who's affected by his passing. It's really sad, that he got to that point. I know he had talked about battling with suicide, but I thought he was getting better. And I know he had took a break from YouTube, but I really just thought he was, taking time to himself, to work on himself. But again, rest in peace to Ty. Yeah, I just want to leave it there, and I hope that his spirit now knows peace. I just rest in peace. So let's go ahead and just jump into the foolishness of this episode. Alright, you guys, so I'm going to start with the unimportant people in this episode. So the first one up is going to be Vincent and Amber, which technically we didn't see Vincent in this episode, we saw Amber. So Amber got a phone call from her wife, Puppy. Hey, baby. Hey, babe. What's going on? And, she's telling her, she's like, I just don't think I can do it. I don't think I can do it. Puppy's like, girl, you better figure out a way to make it get done. Like, if you don't feel like you can do it, make him happy, give him a blowjob. I'm like, give him a blowjob. Amber's like, I am not touching him. You cannot pay me enough money to touch him. Okay, Amber, we get it. You're not attracted to him. You might not be attracted to anybody other male species, but that's neither here nor there, but whatever. And, Amber was telling us with the producers talking to her, because, the producer asked, did you mean it when you said you loved him? She said, you thought I loved him? Him. Nah, bitch, we didn't think you loved him. We know you didn't love him. We know that you were using him because she said that he told her and Puppy some kind of dream that he had this idea that could revolutionize the medical industry. I'm like, really? You really believe that? So if he had an invention that could revolutionize the medical industry, all you was looking at was dollar signs in your eyes. That's all you had in your eyes, but it wasn't that. And, Puppy's like, you know what? Make it work out with him. I got 2 months until I get out. And Amber's like, I don't think I can do that. And then Puppy's mama was looking at her like, I don't know why Puppy's mama is looking funny. Like, that they trying to con him, but she want to play it off like he's trying to run a con on her. It's two cons running the con on one another. Amber, miss me with that bullshit, because that's all it is bullshit. So please, miss me with it. And moving on. Alright, so next let's talk about Lizzie and Daniel. And I'm pretty sure you guys heard that plane flying over my apartment. But Lizzie and Daniel. So, Lizzie, we didn't see Lizzie in this episode, much like we didn't see Vincent in this episode. So, Daniel and his mom, I forget what his mama's name is. So, they're going ring shopping. And he said, she's talking about, yeah, it's a promise ring. I'm like, Daniel is 24 and Lizzie is 20-something. So, I think we're a little bit too old for the promise ring shit. But if that's what y'all want to say, a promise ring, I'm going to let y'all have that. So then they started looking at the rings, and, much like with Shane last week when the guy asked what the budget was, well, Daniel's is even lower than what Shane's was. Daniel said between $120 and $150. I'm like, bro, what kind of ring do you expect to get for that kind of money? If I was these people in these stores, I'd tell you know what, a sale is a sale. But I would be like, man, there's like a Cracker Jack machine right outside that you can just go put 25 cents in, put your 25 cents in there, crank that bitch up, out comes a ring. There's your ring. And you didn't even have to spend a lot of money. You spent 25 cents on it. Like, hell, go to Walmart. But I mean, even Walmart's rings got to be a little bit pricey. But 120 to 150. And then I think what was Shane's, 500. Like, what kind of rings are y'all expecting to buy? Like, I'm just baffled. So then, he shows him the ring. And then, he does end up showing him a ring that he said it'll be about $200. And when I looked at that ring, I'm like, man, you know what? It's the thought that counts, I guess. I'm just going to put it out there. It's the thought that counts. So, the producers are talking to Daniel's mom and asking her would she be buying this ring if she knew it was an engagement ring. She says no, because I don't think they're ready to be engaged. Well, she's gonna be in for a big shock, because that is an engagement ring that Daniel is buying, and he's planning to propose to Lizzie that night. I'm like, oh, this ain't gonna go well. I'm ready for it. Like, I'm ready to see this proposal, because it's gonna be some BS, and I'm here for it. All right, you guys, let's discuss Glorietta and Alex. So, we see these two. I'm guessing this is the day after their engagement party from hell. But we find out that Glorietta is going to go wedding dress shopping, and Alex is supposed to meet up with his friend. Kato, I believe that's his name. Now, here's the thing with Alex. I didn't catch this until I watched Ash's video last week. But Alex's friend said, you know, my nigga. And then Alex said it this week, what's up, my nigga? Or I'll catch you later, my nigga. Something like that. I'm like, wait a minute. Why are we dropping the N-bomb? Like, why are you saying nigga? You're not a nigga. So please don't use the word. Now, I know people will probably be like, you know, well, black people, we shouldn't say it either. I'll give you that. We probably shouldn't say the word. But we do. But I'm going to give it to you. We shouldn't say the word. So then, you know, he meets up with his friend. And he's telling his friend that he wants to spend time with Juliana. Now, we find out that Juliana had just got out of rehab. And the friend was like, do you think that's a smart idea? Which I'm thinking to myself, like, it does make sense. It don't make sense for him to meet up with someone who, he just got out of prison. She just got out of rehab. Those two should not intertwine or mix with each other. But he says, you know, he wants to meet up with her and see if maybe there might be something still there. I'm like, well, you have to break up with the Looney Tune in order to get with your ex-girlfriend. You forgot about you forgot about your fiance? Like, okay. So then we do see Glorietta. So she goes to the wedding dress shop, and I'm like, girl, why did you just walk into the store with your umbrella open? Like, I would have let that umbrella fly away before I went in there with the umbrella open. Now, let's talk about Glorietta for just a split second. Now, I know it says that Glorietta is 34, but with all that makeup that Glorietta compounds on her face, Glorietta looks like she's about 44, 54, 64, 74, something like that. She does not look 34. Neither does Laci. Laci don't even look 29, and I'm 30, and Laci looks 29, but we're not even talking about Laci. We're talking about Glorietta. So Glorietta has her friend Michelle there. Now, Michelle's like, so is your mom coming? She's like, no, my mom is not coming. And then they flash back to what happened in last week's episode. So then, you know, we see Alex. Alex is meeting up with Juliana. And when Juliana walked in, I was like, damn, body is banging, beautiful in the face. I'm like, shit, that is a badass woman. Hell, I would break up with Glorietta for Juliana. I'm like, look here, Glorietta. You're nice. You're cool. It's not working for me. I mean, you look like Krusty the Clown with all this makeup on. And I'm just going to have to say deuces to you. So then, you know, Juliana asked Alex, so when you called me the other day, where were you calling me from? And he said, I was calling from a hotel. She's like, who are you at a hotel with? He was like, my fiance. She said, your fiance? Mind you, Alex is holding her hand, calling her babe and all this stuff. And I'm like, damn, Alex has really forgot about Glorietta. And then, you know, she calls Alex an opportunist. And she doesn't feel like Alex actually cares about Glorietta the way that Glorietta cares about Alex. And I 100% agree. Like, I 100% agree with that one. And, you know, she tells him, because he's trying to figure out if things can work out between them. And she's like, you're attached to someone, and I'm not going to be with a man that is completely attached to somebody. Now, when you become unattached, come and talk to me. I'm like, no, Juliana, run the other direction. Don't get with this dude. Like, he's not on your level right now. Like, you are good. You got your life together. Run for the border. But we're going to move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So we got Angela and Tony. So, you know, Tony is calling Angela, and Angela answers the phone. She's like, why are you calling me? Why are you calling me? There we go. Why are you calling me, Tony? And he says, you know, she's reading his letter, and she actually hung up on him. So she's reading his letter. It says in the letter, Angela, I am so in love with you. I'm so lost without you. I'm like, Angela, you do know that that's a song, right? Like, you do know he quoted a lyric to you, but whatever. So, you know, she has Tony saved on her phone as asshole Tony. And I'm just like, you know, she's complaining about Tony calling her, but I'm like, he wouldn't be calling you if you blocked him. You're not gonna block him because you're enjoying the chase. It's like a rabbit chasing a carrot or a mouse chasing a piece of cheese. Angela is enjoying this shit. So Angela says, it's 4 months after everything that happened with Tony. When he got locked up, he went back to jail. He was only in there for a few weeks. And, he calls her again. She says, what do you want from me? What do you want from me, Tony? He says, I love you, and I'm so sorry. And, he tells her, will you accept my apology? She says, I'm not sure I'm ready to accept it. I am not sure I'm ready to accept your apology, Tony. So then her sister comes over, and, Angela's talking about, I don't know what to do when it comes to Tony. So I need your advice. Tell me, what should I do? Her sister basically tells her, lead the motherfucker. Like, he is using you, and you look stupid. Exactly. So, Angela's like, even though I'm angry at Tony right now, I very much still love him. So then we see Angela. She's working on her bike that she said she got for Tony before he got locked up. So Tony calls her once again saying he's sorry and he loves her. And Angela's like, I don't know why I even answered the phone. I'm just now getting through my day without focusing on you. You're in my heart and you're in my head. And he's like, oh, so you think of me? She says, yes, I think of you all the time. I wake up mad every freaking day. And here you are ringing my line again. I'm like, well, he's ringing your line, but you answered the phone and that shit hurt me talking to, oh God, her voice. It hurt so motherfucking bad. And, he tells her, I got good news. She's like, what is it, Tony? He says, I get out in 1 week and so maybe I can come live with you and we can live together. He's like, so can I come there? And she's like, I'm like, oh my God, Angela, you're stupid. Like, I'm pretty sure over the 4-month period, I'm pretty sure those phone calls died down. But now that he's on his way out of the halfway house, he needs a permanent address, you dumb dunce. And he's using you. And, she says, I expected for you to go back to jail. But the other females, I did not like that, Tony. I did not like that at all. So, he's talking about how he wants to work things out with her, make things work with her. And she was like, I just don't know about that, Tony, right now. I don't know. And, he says that he wants to prove it. Like I said, he wants to prove himself to her. And, she gets on the bike and rides off. And she tells him, I'm just trying to protect myself, Tony. That's all that I want to do is protect myself. And I'm like, Angela, you need... And then, in that one scene when he called, she said, what do you want, Tony? I'm like, that's the reason why your voice sounds the way it sounds right now is because you're smoking a cigarette. Angela is retarded. It's like, for Angela to be, how old is Angela? Like, what? They said she's 40-something, but I believe Angela's in her 50s. I mean, she could be in her 40s, but the heavy inflow of cigarettes might have aged her face a whole lot, and then the mouth. We're going to move on to the one that I really want to talk about. All right, you guys. Now, let us talk about the dumbest of the dumb. Laci and Shayna. And John, actually. So, Shane is telling Laci that, actually, no, she's telling Shane, we need to talk about the situation that happened. And, I felt awful. But, I love you, and I'm so sorry for acting like a bitch. Like, when you proposed to me, you didn't give me a reason for why you were proposing to me. But when John proposed to me, John told me why he was proposing to me and, why he wanted to marry me. But you didn't do that with me. So, I just didn't feel that it was, it was a good proposal. And, she says, I can't accept this ring until I figure things out with John. I'm just like, shut up, you blow-up doll. So then she tells him, I need you to leave in case I want to bring John back here. And Shayna's like, well, I don't agree with that. And I'm like, wait a minute, whoa. Shane, like, oh my God. Like, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, like, how... I know Shane is 21, but God, my brother, how dumb can you be? This blow-up doll, this bimbo, this fish-lipped woman just sat here and said, can you leave? Because I don't know if I want to bring, and this is her fiance, Like, she doesn't know she wants to bring him home with her. Like, I would have been like, you know what, man? We really good. Like, fuck that shit, man. Like, what? Oh, my God. Like, I feel so bad for Shane, but I don't. Like, oh, my God. She doesn't know she wants to bring John back to... Okay. So then we see Laci. She's going to get John, and she says, you know, John told me that he would always love me and my kids, and I'm always going to love John, but, you know, I do love Shane, and I do feel bad for telling Shane to stay at home, but I'm a woman of my word. I'm like, you're a woman of your word? Where? A woman of your word? You must don't know what that's, you must don't know what that means, because you're not a woman of your word. A woman of her word. So then we see Shayna. Shane is getting a ride to the jail. I'm like, oh my God. This is even dumber than him staying with her after she slapped him around last week. Then this is even dumber than him staying with her after she asked you to leave because she doesn't know if she wants to bring her fiance home. Okay. So then we see her, she's meeting with John at, you know, the jail. And it was so awkward between those two. And she's like, you know, it's so weird. I mean, you've lost weight. That's the only thing you can say to him. And, you know, she's like, the feelings that I thought I would feel for John when he got out of jail, I don't feel those feelings. But it's so interesting because when I went to go drive 7 hours to get Shane, I felt, you know, all different kind of feelings. So then she tells John, you know, she says, so I do love Shane. And John gets pissed off. He's like, wait a minute, so you come to pick me up, but you sit here telling me that you're in love with another dude. And then she's like, see, here we go. Things have not changed because we're still arguing with each other. And I'm like, it's the same thing that you did with Shane last week. You're arguing with John, but John is arguing with you because you came to pick him up and you're sitting here telling him that you're in love with another dude. Like, that is disrespectful as fuck. It's like, you know, it's not my intention to hurt you. And, you know, you can take your ring back. And I'm just like, oh, my God. And I'm with John. Like, John said, you could have told me this 2 months ago, but you didn't. And she was like, but I needed to see you to know if, you know, the love that I had for you was still there. And it's not. I mean, I still love you, but I'm just not in love with you. And John is like, so you made me right now let you know that you were not in love with me. Like, are you serious? And I actually had to agree with John because nothing Laci says or does makes any logical sense to anybody but Laci in her brain. I'm like, you big dumb blow-up doll. Like, she just gets on my nerves. Something dead serious. But you guys, that was Love After Lockup. So be sure to like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, and share the video, and I will see you guys later.